The conflict in the Ukraine has significantly escalated in recent days, with the use of intercontinental and long-range missiles. It feels as though the world is increasingly falling apart. Events are unfolding that we could never have imagined. What's coming next? Today I will provide an energetic and brief astrological forecast and make sure to stay until the end if you want to understand what's important for us right now. But first, let me warmly welcome you on my YouTube channel. And if you would like to receive a weekly energy update, you can sign up for my newsletter completely free of charge. It's sent out every Sunday, and you'll find the link directly below this video. What has happened? Joe Biden has authorized the Ukraine to use long-range missiles, ATACMS, supplied by the USA and the UK, against targets deep within Russian territory. Additionally, Ukraine has fired British-made Storm Shadow cruise missiles at the Russian region of Kursk. This increasingly reveals the active involvement of the USA, the UK, and NATO in the Ukraine war. In response, on November the 21st, Russia launched a new medium-range missile at the Ukraine city of Dnipro. The United Nations has since called for a de-escalation of the situation as the war continues to take on increasingly brutal forms. These developments mark a new stage of escalation in the Ukraine war. Will it now lead to a broader conflict? Many countries are already preparing internally for the possibility of a third world war. Let me take a moment to analyze this situation from an energetic and astrological perspective. I am referring specially to Vedic astrology and focusing on the immediate next 2 months, where Mars will become a key influence. And Mars is a planet connected to war and weapons and aggression. Mars will turn retrograde on December the 7th. In the USA horoscope, this occurs in the 8th house, the house of transformation, of destruction and realignment. This shift is expected to intensify political tensions along with growing insecurity, anger, and fear among the population. A key area of focus will likely center on the debate over who makes decisions regarding weapons deliveries to Ukraine. The astrological parallels between the current planetary alignments at the turn of 2024 to 2025 and the period of the Second World War are striking. An opposition between Mars and Pluto, combined with Uranus in the sign of Aries, indicates a period of intense transformation that brings both significant challenges and potential opportunities. At the same time, a special configuration forms between Sun, Mars, and Saturn. We call it the finger of God, or Yod, highlighting karmic and fateful energies, often associated with the 6-8 house dynamics. And 6 stands for strong problems, and the 8th house stands for transformation, death, and rebirth. This period is expected to be emotionally charged and highly volatile, where many individuals may overact or act impulsively. This could lead to fears surfacing and even an increased risk of terrorist activities. Existing hierarchies and governments may break down, and significant confrontations are likely. Uranus in Aries symbolizes a drive for independence and a readiness to break old structures. Like the previous transit of Uranus from 1933 to 1941, this time marked by major political and societal upheavals worldwide. When examining the influences on global conflicts and political decisions, one name repeatedly comes to mind: BlackRock, along with the military-industrial complex and the big tech elites. BlackRock, with over 10 trillion US in assets under management, is an financial giant and one of the most powerful institutions in the world. But what does this mean for us and the current geopolitical situation? BlackRock holds significant stakes in leading arms manufacturers, benefiting directly from military conflicts, global rearmament programs, and the subsequent rebuilding efforts. Through its investments, BlackRock and the military-industrial complex form a key part of a system that intertwines political power, economic interests, and military strategies. So, what does this mean for us? One crucial element is awareness, because knowledge is power. The more people become aware of these entanglements, the harder it becomes for us to be manipulated. Despite their financial influence, the greatest power on earth remains within us, humanity and our collective consciousness. It's up to us to uncover these entanglements and actively take responsibility. Through education, networking, and standing up for peaceful solutions. When large systems fail, the power to initiate change lies increasingly in our hands. There are no just wars. Nearly all people long for peace, yet we are often told that fire and violence are necessary to protect or restore our true values and peace. But fire against fire has never brought a solution. It only creates new suffering, new cycles of revenge, and immense destruction. In conflicts around the world, whether in the Middle East, Ukraine, or other crises or war zones, countless young soldiers, innocent civilians, and children are dying. People who simply want to live in peace, who hold no hostility towards other people or cultures, but who follow others. Often they are fed the idea that they must defend their homeland, only to become cannon fodder in the games of power and organizations for whom human lives hold no value. Many of them realize too late, when they find themselves in hopeless situations between life and death, that they have been deceived by false ideals, that they are nothing more than pawns in a much larger conflict of interests, where the goal is never to create true peace for any side. It's never about who wins the war. It's never about who wins the war. A war cannot be won. The people who fall victim to war, who have no chance to escape their fate, bear immeasurable suffering. Wars leave devastation for people, regions, animals, and the environment. And the media play a crucial role in shaping how these events are presented, often blinding us to the true dangers of the so-called enemy and their intentions. This manipulation works on all sides. Fear makes people easier to control. What can we do? I know many empathic, compassionate people with expanded consciousness often avoid the topic of war. They feel it burdens their own energy, or they fear that engaging with it aligns them with what they reject. It's easier to look away, believing that by ignoring it, it won't touch them. But ignoring a problem does not mean it disappears. No negative topic has power over you or can harm you unless you align yourself with its frequency. Looking at it does not automatically mean resonating with it. It can only overwhelm you if you are in resonance with the themes of control, power, or unresolved negative beliefs that may also be present in your personal life. This alignment brings you into the fear vibration that such issues emit. However, if you can view the situation from a place of compassion and detach from the fear vibration that these issues may trigger, you will realize that war is no longer a part of your soul's path or your soul's experience. You can cultivate compassion within yourself instead of hate and judgment. And you can choose to reject the game of war as something you no longer wish to participate in. But what about those who live in war zones? Did they choose this freely, or are they not yet ready to leave the theme behind? I know this is not easy to comprehend, and our human mind struggles to fully grasp it. Souls make decisions, for nothing happens outside the realm of what you as a soul choose to experience as part of your growth, even when it involves danger, destruction, or death. Souls are courageous and strong, even if we as humans doubt how a soul could choose the suffering of war. This does not justify war. There is no excuse for war, for violence, or for deceit. But understanding this does not mean condoning it. It means recognizing that these themes play out because people are driven by their fears, their hatred, their anger, and their desire for control and power. What remains essential is your own energy. Your frequency determines the reality you experience. We are currently witnessing a significant division, something I have spoken about before. However, this is not a physical division so much at this time. It is a division that is mainly about human consciousness that is evolving in two distinct directions. As we begin to heal our own issues surrounding suppression, power and control, the ways we harm or suppress ourselves, such as ignoring our own needs or inflicting self-violence, which always stems from negative beliefs, these changes reflect outwardly in the world. We can choose to be part of the change by becoming more conscious and working to dissolve our own fears and negative energies. Because whatever you focus on will grow and intensify. This does not mean we should turn a blind eye to the suffering on earth. Instead, we can cultivate compassion, peace, and love. Each of us has the power to make that choice. Remember this. So thank you for listening, and share this important message to the world. And do not forget, I love you. Namaste.